We need to freeze something right here, baby. Ah, there we go. We got it. There we go. Big one shot. Big one shots. Big one shots. There we go. Hey, what is up, you awesome people? Clunky here. Hopefully you guys are doing amazing. And today, I'm going to show you guys the best one-shot build for Fire Mage you will be finding on YouTube by far, baby. So, in this guide video, I'm going to be talking about the stats. What are the very best installed items that you need? I'm going to go over the best talents, the best PvP talents, and then I'm going to show you guys the full burst rotation. I'm going to include some macros down in the description. Also, you're going to be finding the import code for this build. So before we move on, I just need to ask you guys something. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. If you don't, YouTube won't show you my next videos. On top of that, if you want to support my channel, you can always become a member, man. And what happens when you become a member? You actually get early access to all of my videos. And it literally costs less than the price of a coffee. So thank you so much. You guys are awesome. All right, let's jump straight into the best stats possible. As a Fire Mage, you need around 20% versatility, as it is the sweet spot right now for PvP. Okay, the next stat is going to be haste. All right, so you need very, very high haste. And the next stat is going to be mastery. You kind of need a little bit of mastery, but don't go crazy on it, because mastery is actually worse than haste. And then the stat that you want to avoid at all costs is going to be critical strike. Critical strike, you literally get it from your talent. So avoid critical strike, go for big haste and some mastery. As for your best in slot pieces, okay, so we all know as a Fire Mage you're gonna be rolling with the 4 tier set pieces, but which ones? All right, I'm gonna show you guys right now. So you want the helmet, okay, the helm tier set, the shoulder tier set, the chest tier set, and the legs tier set. As for your gloves, you don't want that piece of tier set because it gives the worst stats out of all the tier set pieces. So fair enough. As for your necklace, you want the haste versatility necklace, very important. The cape, I'm running with the World PvP cape. All right, Bloody Dawkins. As for my wrist, same thing, it comes from the Bloody Dawkins vendor. Okay, I'm running with the Conquest gloves. I'm running with haste belt. Okay, I'm not fully capped into conquests, but you see how it goes. We always choose haste over anything else. I'm running with the tier set legs. I'm running with the haste again. World PvP gear for my boots. As for your rings, okay, I'm running with haste versatility. Haste versatility again, and I'm running with the enchant that gives me a chance to deal more damage. This you can choose whenever you craft your ability. As for my trinkets, since I'm a human, I'm running double trinkets, but if I was not a human, I would literally go with this trinket instead, okay? Because it randomly procs, and it procs more often, but since I'm playing a human, I kind of like to play it risky and play with double trinket. And as for your weapon, you want the haste and versatility one with the ancient authority of radiant power. All right, so let's jump straight into the best talents. Okay, so what has changed? Basically, Frostfire Empowerment got buffed like insanely freaking crazy. Right now, we're not actually playing with full-on lit fuse. What I mean by that, we're actually playing with Meteor and this passive right here, which is called Deep Impact, because I don't know why, it kind of pumps super insanely freaking hard. And the other thing that actually changed is we usually go towards that route right here. No more. We're actually playing with From the Ashes, and we're playing with Phoenix Reborn. Nowadays, your Phoenix Flames are going to pump insanely hard. They're going to put some insane ignite damage on your enemies. And trust me, this build is beyond freaking insane for Fire Mage, okay? Especially since we're playing with Ashen Feather, and the tooltip says that if Phoenix Flames only hits one target, it deals 50% increased damage and applies Ignite at 150% effectiveness. So basically, those two passives right here, they literally go hand in hand. And since we got buffed super hard as Fire Mage, nowadays our damage does not only come from Meteor, it comes from single target damage again. Yay! And then the last thing that you guys need to know is we're playing with spontaneous combustion. Okay, let me explain very fast. With Frost Fire Mage nowadays, every time you use your Fire Blast, you get a damage increase. Every time you use your Frost Fireball, you get a damage increase. Like literally buffs, stacking buffs on yourself. Why is it that important? Because of this one passive right here. This passive makes this build possible. Let me explain you guys why this is important. Every time you use Frost Fireball, you get a buff which is called Frost Mastery and Fire Mastery, both increasing your haste and your mastery by kind of a lot, okay? And what you want to do essentially is before actually bursting, all right, you want to make sure you actually use a couple Fire Blasts in just to generate as many stacks as possible. So right now my mastery is increased by 8% and my haste is increased by 12%. And then I could go in the full burst rotation and deal max amount of damage. So this right here is so important for Fire Mage for the damage burst rotation. All right, so let's go back to the talents. Now, why spontaneous combustion is so great is because before actually going into the full burst rotation, you need to use a couple Fire Blasts to get your charges up, to get your buffs, and then when you press your combustion, all of your Fire Blasts are reset, allowing you to deal as much damage as possible. So this right here is a big part of the full burst rotation. It is super important that you guys actually understand how it works. And on top of that, we're playing with Unleashed Inferno. Watch this, okay? While combustion is active, your Fireball, Pyroblast, Fire Blast, Scorch, and Phoenix Flames deal 70% more damage and reduce the cooldown of combustion by 1.25 seconds. So why this is so good? Because it goes so well with your tier set. Your tier set literally does the same thing. So if you're doing the burst rotation correctly, as I will be showing you guys, you're gonna get your combustion back within 1.2 minutes. So it's kind of crazy. Now that you know about the whole right side of the talent tree, because the rest of it is literally just passives increasing your damage, like you don't need to know anything else about the right side. Let's move on to the left side. Okay, so I'm gonna be absolutely honest with you guys. I play with Cryo Freeze just because I like having an ice plug that heals me, but most of the top rank 1 players, they don't actually play with Cryo Freeze, they play with slow instead. So do what you want with that info. I'm just letting you guys know because I want to make the best, most accurate, best build videos out there. Quick heads up. We're actually playing with Mass Polymorph. And why this is so insane is because here's a combo that works 90% of the time, okay? You just auto time. Okay, you auto time and then you precast Mass Polymorph. And then you double blink like in the middle of like 3 enemies. And then your spell goes off because you're precasting while teleporting. And then you just drop a meteor on top of everything and you start hammering. You might actually end up killing like 2 of them or maybe 3, like the 3 people all together. And if shits go wrong, you just alter time back and you're safe. So super insanely freaking slept on. And you guys should try this combo. It's actually insane. And this is it. Pretty much running the exact same left side of the talent tree from the past season. So pretty much nothing has changed on that side. Okay, so we're gonna go over the best PvP talents. For my first very best slot PvP talent that you guys absolutely need to go with is Ice Wall. It is absolutely OP if you know how to use it. You place it between a healer and the DPS and both start panicking and using every CDs to survive. So you're burning through their CDs, they don't know what to do, and it applies so much pressure and stress. And not talking about the fact that you can actually ninja cap with Ice Wall. If you guys been watching Mage God, you know what I mean. So best in slot, I would say you really don't want to be playing overpowered barrier like in solo queue RPGs. Maybe in arenas in certain scenarios it works well, but really it is not that great. Okay, so you could be playing Master Shepherd, but again, if you're playing solo queue RPGs, your sheeps are gonna get broken all the time, so it's not really that worth it. Let's not talk about Ring of Fire. It needs a big buff, especially since it replaces your Ring of Frost. Just replacing the Ring of Frost is actually making that PvP talent so horrible that you've got greater power. I mean, you could still cheese with it, but having a 3.1 cast time, 3.1 second cast time makes it incredibly stupidly bad, like absolutely bad. On top of that, it has a cooldown. So but yeah, pretty much. So the first best PvP talent is going to be Ice Wall for sure. The next one, again, we're still playing with Glass Cannon because it increases our damage by a swing amount. It increases the damage of Fireball, okay? But what happens is we don't have Fireball. What we have is Frost Fireball, but it still actually benefits from this PvP talent. So your Frost Fireballs, which you're going to get a ton of all instants, they're going to benefit from that increased 20% damage. And it increases the damage of your Scorch by 20%. And what happens is we're actually playing with Scald. Scorch deals 300% increased damage to targets below 30% health. So it makes your Scorch hit for like 1.4 million, 1.5 million, applying huge ignite, especially if you hit like your target below 30%. And especially with this build, you're going to be hitting people below 30% with your Scorch. So think of your Scorch as a finisher ability now with this build. And then finally, I wish it was not best in slot, but it is literally the best PvP talent for Fire Mage. We're playing with the PvP talent called Ignition Burst. Heat Shimmer now additionally causes your next Scorch to become instant cast and cast at 100% effectiveness, and it procs all the time. So literally, we're screwed, dudes. We're forced to play those talents. It is what it is, but at least it's kind of pumping nowadays. Now that you guys know about the very best stats, the best in slot gear for your Fire Mage, the best talents, the best PvP talents, let's go over the full burst rotation. I've installed an add-on which shows the spells that I'm pressing in real time, so it's going to be super easy for you guys to actually follow along. So huge W for that add-on. Oh, and just one thing before we move on, you can actually become a member of my YouTube channel. Yes, for less than the price of a cup of coffee. It's literally $2.99, by the way. You can support me, and on top of that, you're getting access, like early access to all of my new videos. So yeah, you don't need to do it, but if you do it, I truly appreciate it. All right, let's jump straight into the full burst rotation. As I've explained, what you need to do before actually bursting is get your stacks, okay? We're going to be using a couple Fire Blasts, and then we're going to start pumping the big damage, all right? So you ready, guys? Let's go over it. So Fire Blast, Fire Blast, Fire Blast, Phoenix Flames, Fire Blast, and then we're actually ready right here, dude. There we go. 7.5 million DPS, dude. Let's freaking go. We're going to use Tinder. Then we reset all our bursts right here. We get a second Meteor right here. Big Tinder once more. And then at this point, we're kind of chilling. Oh, we got lucky. We got a little bit of a proc right here. I'm going to use our Tinder. And at this point, we're getting Combustion back in 17 seconds. How crazy does that sound like? All right, we're building our stacks. We're fully stacked right here. We're about to do it. We're about to do it. We're about to do it. And then we get another Combustion right here. And then we start the burst all over again. So getting Combustion insanely freaking fast, dude. This build kind of slaps, even though Fire Mage is like so much garbage right now. It is literally the best build you're going to be finding. And then we're getting yet another Meteor. So we're going to be using it right here. And we do all the bursts again. We actually reset our CDs again. And this goes on and on and none. That's literally how you're supposed to deal max freaking damage as a fire mage right now. Okay, literally that's how. So Ignite hitting for 535k max numbers. Okay, so 500k is kind of a dumb number for Ignite. It's literally like dot damage over time. So Ignite being our top damage, kind of a Cataclysm throwback right here, but it is what it is. Comet Storm, playing Fire Mage, but our second highest damage ability is a Frost ability. It's pretty dumb, dude. But yeah, whenever you use your Meteor, it procs Comet Storm, and for some weird reason, Comet Storm is in our top 3 damage source. It cleaves super hard, so very important to actually use your Meteor on multiple targets. And then you've got your Pyroblasts hitting for 800k when they crit, around like 500k normal. But really, the big burst actually comes from Frostfire Burst. Frostfire Burst hitting for almost 800k. All right. So when you use your Frostfire Bolt, okay. So Frostfire Burst, Frostfire Bolt, they're not the same thing. Frostfire Burst happens whenever you use Frostfire Bolt. So it literally adds more damage to your Frostfire Bolt. Yeah, Frostfire Bolt hitting for like 1.3 million. And then you've got your Frostfire Burst hitting for almost 800k on top of it. So that means like 2.ish millions on your Frostfire Bolts. Not bad. Ice Nova literally triggering from your hero talent. Phoenix Flame critting for 800k, by the way. Like, in PvP stuff, that is kind of cool. Meteor hitting for 1 million. This is cleaving again. Frostfire Infusion, literally, you know, dot damage from a hero talent tree. Frostfire Empowerment hitting for 1.1 million. That thing, you have no control over it. It's just like procs. It's just literally just procs, basically. All right, so that's pretty much it for this video. The copy code will be in the description and also in the comments section. On top of that, I will be including some very cool macro, just like this Meteor macro that instantly uses my Meteor. So go check it out. If you guys like this video, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell button. If you don't hit the bell button, YouTube won't show you my next videos, and like literally I'm working for nothing. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of the day and stay awesome, gentlemen. This was Clunky Dude.